Strange things are happening around the world, and they're not the typical kind of weird. From unexplainable phenomena to rivers turning red and unusual sightings that make no sense. These videos captured shocking things happening across the globe. Late July 2025 brought an unsettling scene to southern Ukraine. In provinces like Zaporizhia, enormous swarms of locusts poured through the skies. So dense they looked like dark shifting clouds. Within minutes, farmlands were stripped bare, and the insects even pushed into the cities, covering streets and buildings in a moving blanket of wings. Farmers raced to protect what little was left, but the swarm's size made it almost impossible to fight back. Farmers are still in a race against time to contain what could become much worse for their crops. Forest anomaly. A bizarre animal phenomenon took place in China on the 21st of August 2025, where millions of silkworms were found in the middle of the forest. What unsettled people wasn't just the sheer number, but the fact that they were found randomly in the wild. Silkworms are raised on farms in Southeast Asian countries like China for silk production, and are not found in the wild, especially in such massive swarms. The local who captured the incident reported it to China Wildlife Conservation Association, who haven't been able to identify the reason behind this strange incident. Unstable Yellowstone Basin. A hydrothermal explosion erupted at Black Diamond Pool in Yellowstone's Biscuit Basin on 31st May 2025. It sent water and debris hundreds of feet in the air, which was all captured by a tourist. The timing was unsettling because just a year earlier, on July 23rd, a much larger eruption in the same spot had damaged a boardwalk and forced safety upgrades around the area. These events occur when trapped underground water suddenly turns into steam, releasing sudden energy. This latest incident was smaller, but the fact that it happened at the same pool again has left many wondering if Biscuit Basin is growing more unstable than anyone realized.
When I pulled my phone up and started taking the video, and then within seconds it changed. It became a huge explosion. We saw rocks in the sky. The
Apocalypse Now. In Los Angeles, California, just some time ago, the sky put on an unearthly view as a blazing red sun showed its glow across the city. The atmosphere had completely turned crimson, and everything looked red, which was quite unnatural for the people of LA.
Ever seen anything like this?
Since it was such a unique and shocking incident, the video went viral, and this surreal scene was turned into something apocalyptic in nature. However, till now, this striking and creepy sight remains a stunning natural anomaly.
For 6 years. There's so much smoke that...
Peculiar sight. Marine cockroaches are small land-dwelling crustaceans that live on rocky shores. And in this video that was recorded on 27th of June 2025 shows thousands, if not millions, of these crawling crustaceans that had seemingly taken over Ha Long Bay, Vietnam. You can clearly see so many of these creepy crawlers creating an illusion where it looked like the floor was moving, and because of their immense number, the area was darkened. The same person then recorded the beach after the storm passed, showing these crustaceans crawling away and under the sand. What's weird about this is that they live on the rocks and rarely ever appear this near to the port, let alone on it. Earthly phenomenon. In southern Taiwan, locals were woken early when the Wandin mud volcano erupted once again. The ground cracked open in the middle of farmland near Huangyuan Temple on 26 June 2025, releasing thick streams of bubbling mud and methane gas. It started just after 5 in the morning and didn't stop until late in the afternoon, pouring out for nearly 11 hours straight. 4 separate vents opened up, spilling mud into nearby ditches. The village chief even had to call in a backhoe to clear the flow before it caused damage. This wasn't the first time either. The mud dome has erupted 10 times in just the past 3 years, with its last activity recorded in July 2024. Locals are so used to it that they even ignite the methane coming from the vents. The moment was captured on video by the temple's caretaker, the yellow building in the background. Mysterious eruption. On November 11, 2024, the quiet town of San Jose de Mulatos in Necoclí, Colombia, was shaken by a sudden mud volcano eruption. An inactive geyser suddenly became active, and a mud burst into the air, powerful enough to eject over 1,000 metric tons every second. Within moments, thick waves of mud spread across the land, eventually covering nearly 24 acres. Entire families had to evacuate, finding temporary shelter in a nearby school, while humanitarian aid was rushed to them. This was very unexpected, as environmentalists and people living there had never experienced this. Since the geyser was supposed to be inactive, such an eruption caught everyone off guard, and they don't know what started the chain reaction. Split snowfall. In this clip, heavy snow falls from the sky, but only on one side of a bridge. The other side is perfectly clear. Not a single flake drifting down. It looks as though an invisible barrier is dividing the weather in half, leaving one side wintry and the other untouched. The sharp split makes the scene look unnatural, more like a computer effect breaking down than a real moment in nature. Mysterious CCTV footage. This footage was recorded on a farm in Iowa at 1:33 a.m. when something happened to the farm. No one can explain. One of the CCTVs captured the field being disturbed by something suddenly dropping on them, which caused a huge circular impact in the middle. The shockwave from the impact caused the surrounding harvest to instantly disappear, and others were ruined. What makes this video so mysterious was the fact nothing could be seen dropping on the field, and there was no object in the middle. The owner of the farm, Stuart Turner, said he had never seen anything like this before, which is why some people speculated that it was a real crop circle forming in real time. Weird whirl. In a shocking video from China, people were left baffled after witnessing this strange incident. Huge swirling tornadoes of something eerie spinning above their trees were captured on several videos. It looked like an apocalyptic phenomenon. Everyone thought maybe the end was near, but to everyone's surprise, it was later revealed that it wasn't aliens or anything apocalyptic, but rather pollen rising from trees. Now, even experts weren't sure why they had taken this unique formation, as this hadn't been seen before. Vanishing pelican. A clip filmed in Destin, Florida had people double-taking. At first, it's just a pelican standing near the water, but look closer, and its body doesn't seem right. Parts of the bird appear see-through, almost like its feathers are dissolving into the air. The more you watch, the stranger it feels, like the bird glitched out of reality. Viewers compared it to a video game error, but no clear answer was ever found. It left people wondering if they'd just seen nature or something else breaking down in front of the camera. Eerie phenomenon. Filmed in an unknown location, locals saw something that looked like it came out of a nightmare. A towering spiral was spinning in the sky, moving like a tornado. But instead of wind and debris, this funnel was alive, made entirely of mosquitoes. The swarm was so dense that it blocked out parts of the view, twisting upward like smoke. People compared it to the end of the world, calling it a mosquito tornado, seeing them pile together in such numbers, and unlike anything most had ever witnessed. And it only got worse in Russia. Check out the next one. Twisting swarm. Over in Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula, the sky turned unsettling. Locals filmed thick, spiraling columns of mosquitoes rising into the air, so dense they seemed to completely block out the sun. The swarms moved fast, twisting into tornado-like shapes that swept across the coastline. For residents, it wasn't just disturbing to look at. These living pillars made it almost impossible to move around without being engulfed, and it lasted for 2 entire days. And one person managed to capture them during a sunset before they were last seen. Experts said the phenomenon was tied to the mosquito mating season, but for those standing beneath the sky, darkening vortex, it felt less like science and more like something out of an apocalyptic movie. Mysterious sky activity. This strange clip from Prague left the internet buzzing. A massive white cube was seen slowly rotating in the sky, its reflective sides catching the daylight as it hovered above the city. The cube stayed visible for nearly 5 minutes, perfectly stable and unlike any human-made craft, before it suddenly vanished without a trace. Dozens of bystanders filmed it from different angles, stunned at the sheer size of the object. While some argued it could be an advanced drone or a secret military project, others insisted no known aircraft could move like that. Many were left wondering if they had just witnessed something not of this world. Climate change glitch. There's this unsettling recording from inside a man's home, which makes less sense than other clips. At the front of his house, it's a nice summer day, but when he goes to his backyard, the view and the season flips entirely. Snow is pouring down. In one house, 2 seasons seem to exist at the same time. The surreal contrast had viewers stuck between disbelief and fascination, like the man's home was sitting right on the edge of 2 different worlds. Cat mystery. A strange clip shows a cat standing in the middle of a road, completely frozen. At first, it looks like the animal is just pausing, but even as people walk past, it doesn't move a muscle. Its eyes stay locked straight ahead, body stiff, like time has stopped just for it. Curious onlookers try to see if something is wrong, but no one can figure it out. The longer it remains frozen, the more unsettling the scene becomes. Different realities. This unbelievable sight was caught from inside of a cottage in Ottawa, Canada, showing something that doesn't make sense. The person points the camera at the window showing heavy snowfall just outside this person's room. But when she points it towards the window, not a single snowflake could be seen. Everyone in the room was shocked and couldn't understand it. The video only got more mysterious when one of them moves towards the window, as seen in the mirror. Yet even they cannot see the snowfall. Someone pointed out in the comments, it could be because of the angle. But if it was the angle, then the person's reflection should not have been seen exactly how it was. And that also doesn't explain why everyone in the room was also shocked by this sight.
It's all clear.
Ring duplication mystery. In the following footage, a woman claimed something so bizarre that people on the internet can't decide what exactly happened to her. Laura Rawlings on TikTok posted a video saying she was deep cleaning her bathroom when she found a duplicate of the ring she was already wearing. She mentioned how she lives alone and has no partner, so finding a ring that looks exactly like her own really confused her. People were divided over this, with some saying someone lost the original and had a new one made that they gave you. But as she mentioned, she has no partner and lives alone. That didn't make sense. The one she found was also a bit dirty, like it had been there for a while, which only made the video even more mysterious. What do you think about this clip? Let me know in the comments. Strange night sky. Over Chicago, something in the night sky left people unsettled. The moon didn't look steady and also seemed to shift strangely, almost like the moment was glitching in real life. Witnesses described it as if the sky itself had stuttered, like a broken frame in a video. There were no clouds that could interrupt the visual. Nothing was flying in the night sky either. Nothing to explain it away. The odd moment sparked debate online. Was it just a camera malfunction? A rare atmospheric effect? Or did people really capture a tear in reality itself? Gravity glitch. In an undisclosed location, something impossible happened. A single leaf hovered in midair, not tied to a branch, not held by a string, just floating.
Okay, this is crazy, look.
A woman, curious, reached out and grabbed it, but when she let go, it stayed suspended like gravity had taken the day off. There were no wires, no tricks anyone could spot. The strange scene left people debating if it was a simple illusion or a small tear in how the world is supposed to work.
Bro.
Creepy sync. During a school stage performance, a group of students moved so perfectly in sync that the crowd was left stunned. Every step, every gesture happened at the exact same time, almost like they were being controlled by one invisible command. When the footage was replayed, people noticed just how unnatural it looked, like reality had copied and pasted the same movement across multiple people. What was meant to be an impressive routine instead sparked unease, as if the show had briefly slipped into the Matrix. Strange airborne creature. Over Minsk, Belarus in broad daylight, people spotted something in the sky that looked like a giant squid. Its dark body shifted slowly above the city, moving with an eerie, fluid grace, as if a sea creature had somehow escaped into the air. The strange figure drifted silently, leaving those who witnessed it baffled. No one could explain what it was, but the bizarre sight remains one of the most unusual captures from the city's skies. Sandfall. What you are witnessing right here is not a mystic waterfall, but a sandfall. This enigmatic footage was captured in Saudi Arabia back in 2021. Though it is not all sand, it is mixed with water as well. Over the years, the flow of water created a canyon. And when a river finds its path again, it carries sand with it, resulting in this. Well of Demons. A man in an undisclosed location came across a well in the middle of the desert. He heard sounds coming from it and decided to remove the lid. The screams that followed were scary, to say the least. It got worse when the same eerie incident was captured near the Euphrates River. This got people coming up with different theories. A few said they were the screams of demons from hell. Some said it's one of the signs of the end days. Whichever of these theories is true, these demonic screams are really creepy. Air-raising phenomenon. Tourists visiting Kumtog Desert experienced a bizarre and extraordinary incident. As you can see in this footage, their hair began rising out of nowhere.
是啥现象？库木塔格沙漠啊。
As soon as this group of tourists reached the top of the desert mount, their hair stood up and an odd static-like sound started coming from the area. The event made people spooked out, but the reason behind this event was the electric charge of the clouds hovering above them. Whatever. The reason, the sights sure look mystical.
库木塔格沙漠奇怪的现象，你看。
Mysterious pattern. Here is some extraterrestrial mystery that remains unsolved. In 1990, a mysterious pattern started appearing all over the Oregon desert. And what makes it so cryptic is the fact that it was found on a dried-up lake bed.
It has everybody talking. I mean, this is just something that, it chills you.
Many conspiracists confirmed that it was the work of aliens. Even military officials who discovered the pattern said they were mystified by it. And to this day, there hasn't been any explanation provided by authorities on what or who created this enigmatic pattern.
You do not see tire tracks, the kind of tracks that might be made by a tractor or a plow. No tire tracks and no footprint.
Danger close. If you're in the water and see this happening, get out immediately. This is a barrage of sardines going all crazy. They ended up getting close to beachgoers, and many even beached themselves. But why is it dangerous? Well, the fish are trying to escape from a predator. They always move in schools, so seeing many of them close to the beach can only mean one thing. There is a hungry shark nearby. So always be on alert. Carnivore deer.
You eating a snake?
In a captivating encounter, nature's rules were rewritten as a deer defied its herbivore status and devoured a snake. The person recording was astounded when he came across a deer munching on a snake. Now we do not know if the deer hunted the snake or just found it. But by looking at the scene, nothing can be said for sure. I mean, really, what was the meaning of this incident? Whatever may be the case, it is very unnerving to look at something as bizarre as this. Creepy phenomenon. I am literally out of words for this one. What is it? Looks like some sort of alien creature slithering out of a spider, but it's not an alien specimen. Rather, something that can infect you too. The person recording had taken down the spider with bug spray, and not even a few seconds had passed when this parasite started emerging from its inside. It's called a horsehair worm. And honestly, we're going to need more bug spray.
Inside the spider, when the spider either eats the worm eggs or eats some other animal that has eaten the worm eggs, the eggs then hatch inside the spider and the worm begins to feed.
Frog pandemic. In Australia, tree frogs have a strange survival trick. During the winter, they sometimes hide inside toilets to stay safe from predators.
My God.
It may look unusual, but for them, it's completely natural, and people should not disturb them. However, as Kimberly, the woman in the video mentioned, a lady wanted to bleach these amphibians, so she saved them and placed them where they were safe. In this case, the toilet. Thanks to her efforts, the frogs moved into the wild by themselves, and it still makes your skin crawl.
So I rescued 37 in total. Obviously, we were scared.
Nightmare room. The entire bathroom was filled with lizards, and it got so much worse when the ceiling popped in the frame. What could have caused such a creepy animal phenomenon? According to the comments, either this person farms lizards, or the climate was cold, and these reptilians found a warm place. But that doesn't explain how so many lizards had the same idea and jumbled up in a single bathroom. Mythical sky display. Captured in India, this striking clip features a lightning scene where the dark sky bursts into a huge flash, revealing an unusual pattern. Observers noted that it bore a striking resemblance to the Hindu deity Lord Shiva, as the flash highlighted a human figure in a seated position. Devotees were convinced it was a genuine appearance, while skeptics chalked it up to a random formation. In another shocking clip, worshippers claim to have spotted Lord Krishna in the sky. The sudden cloud formation bore an uncanny resemblance to the beloved statue. Sky glitch? In this strange clip, a couple of people were all shocked by what they were witnessing in the sky. The location of this unique incident is not really known, but some say it's either Amsterdam or Prague.
Everybody knows something's up. Everybody knows. That is not normal.
Anyway, there was a cloud in the middle that looked like it was cut in half. On the left side of it, you can see more of the cloud surrounding the area in a spiral formation, but on the right, there was practically nothing. And then the camera showed a strange shadow being casted due to this cloud's shape. Although the sight looked really unusual, a possible explanation of this was the sun hitting these clouds just right for them to create an optical illusion here, and then a shadow here.
Sky is broken.
Reality glitch girl. During a night out at a restaurant, a girl was laughing with her friends when something completely bizarre happened. Right in the middle of her laughter, she froze. Mouth open, eyes fixed, body locked in place, like a paused video. Her friends kept chatting, unaware at first, while she stayed stuck for a few seconds. Then, suddenly, she snapped back to normal, like nothing had happened. Looped photographer. On a busy street, a passenger riding the bus spotted a woman behind a parked car. She was holding a camera, snapping pictures. Nothing odd at first, until they noticed she wasn't changing her pose. Each time, she lifted the camera in the exact same way, clicking over and over like a stuck recording. The strangest part? People in cars around her moved normally, but she stayed frozen in that identical stance, repeating the same moment again and again. It looked like reality had her caught in a loop. Invisible mirror. Inside a bus, a girl casually pulled out a lipstick and began applying it. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, until you realize she's staring at thin air. There's no mirror, no reflection, yet she adjusts each stroke with perfect precision, as though she's following one only she can see. Even stranger, she repeats the exact same hand movements like she's caught in a loop, completely unaware of how unusual it looks. To everyone else, it felt less like makeup and more like a glitch in time. Subscribers' pick of the day. On February 4th, 2025, something eerie was caught on camera in Lima, Peru. The Rimac River, one of the country's most important water sources, suddenly turned a shocking shade of red. From above, the wide stretch of river looked like it had been stained, flowing crimson through the heart of the city. Crowds gathered on bridges, staring down in disbelief. Some called it a curse. Others thought it was some kind of omen. Videos spread quickly online, showing the surreal sight as the entire river ran red. Environmental expert Maria Angelica Villasanti tried to calm the fears, saying the phenomenon likely came from pollutants spilling into the water. With over 30 mines and hundreds of drainage pipes feeding into the river, her explanation points to industrial waste seeping downstream. But here's where things get unsettling. While experts suspected mining discharges were behind the eerie transformation, officials still told locals the water was safe to drink. A bold claim, one that left many people unconvinced after watching an entire river turn crimson before their eyes.